Welcome back to the CBS Sports College Basketball Channel. I am Travis Brandon, national recruiting analyst at 24/7 Sports. And as you guys are very well aware, it is commitment season. Players have been flying off the board in the national class of 2026. And of course, we have another big one for you here today as Manny Green, a top 100 overall recruit, will be joining us momentarily to reveal his college decision. Manny is a 6'6" forward, weighing in at 205 pounds, out of the Knight Riders Nike EYBL Elite program. Manny is a strong physical forward that can play both the 3 and the 4. He's highly athletic and excels in the open court and has a lot of utility on the defensive end of the floor. He's a guy who can get up and down and explode in space and finish high above the rim. But there's also some real shot-making potential here. He has continued to improve as a shooter and will be a player that can make an impact on down the road. And throughout this recruitment, he has heard from several schools all across the country, but he has narrowed it down to just 5 programs: Auburn, California, Georgia Tech, Tennessee, and South Florida. So without further ado, let's bring in the man of the hour, Manny Green. Manny, welcome to the show. Before we get started here, who are all those people up there with you today?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing good. The people behind me, I got my mom on my right, my grandma to my left, and my teammate and coaches behind me that support me a lot.
Awesome, man. Now, looking back on this journey, getting to this point, what are the thoughts and feelings going through you right now that you're now at the finish line?
I feel good, blessed. Thank God, I'm feeling great. Can't complain.
As I was describing you, you're a highly athletic and versatile forward who can be a really good defender, but you're also excellent out in the open court. But in your own eyes, what is it that has separated you amongst your peers that has made you finding yourself so coveted amongst these college programs?
I'll just say the grit that I play with, and how athletic I am, how I play with a lot of physicality, and, how much I'm able to set myself apart from all the other players in the country.
Reflect on your recruitment. You've narrowed it down to just 5 schools. How difficult was that for you? You've had a lot of good options, but now you're about to reveal to just this final school. How difficult was this process?
The process, it was very difficult, my mom helping me, we had a lot of highs and lows with it, but we just prayed about it and decided there.
All right, Manny, before we get into the official reveal, you didn't get to this place all by yourself. So I want you to have a minute here to just thank, acknowledge, and send a message to all those people who have supported you in this journey.
I want to thank my coaches, everybody who coached me before, and, my family, and, everybody in the community who come out to show support.
All right, Manny. The moment is yours. You're down to 5, but there can only be one. Where will you be committing to?
First and foremost, I want to thank God for blessing me with the talent, strength, and opportunity to play the game that I love. Without his guidance and grace, none of this would be possible. To my mom and my grandma, thank you for your endless love, sacrifices, and support through every step of this journey. You believed in me since day one. You pushed me to be better and chase my dreams no matter what. Everything I do is for you. To my coaches, trainers, teammates, thank you for pushing me to be better every single day. The lesson you taught me both on and off the court have shaped me into the athlete and person I am today. To my family, friends, and everyone who has supported me along the way, I appreciate all the encouragement, prayers, and love you've shown me. With that being said, after much prayers and consideration, I'm excited to announce that I'll be committed to the University of Tennessee.
Congratulations, Manny. Why'd you pick Tennessee?
I chose I chose Tennessee because it felt like the perfect combination of elite basketball and strong academics. The culture, the tradition, and the competitive environment really stood out to me from the moment I visited. It just felt like home. The coaches were real with me from day one. They didn't just talk about basketball, they cared about me as a person and who I am, the consistency and how they communicated me, how they broke down my game, and how they showed a plan for my growth. It made it easy to trust them. You can tell they believe in developing players on and off the court.
Your toughness, your physicality, your athleticism, and what you can bring to the defensive end of the floor reminds me a little bit of who they just had on campus for 4 years in Jemai Meshack. What was their vision and pitch for you that ultimately sold you?
Their vision and pitch that ultimately sold me was, the system that they had, the grit that they play with, the way that they planned on using me, like Dalton Connect, Chaz Lanier, and just Meshack. It just all just felt like the right spot.
Well, Tennessee fans have been celebrating you're not the first commitment for the Volunteers, but they are still very excited as this 2026 class continues to fill out. Tell them in your own eyes, what will you be bringing to that program?
To the Tennessee program, I'll be bringing someone who is all for Tennessee and that will commit, and someone who will come in and keep the success rolling. Also, a player who will love everyone and everyone will love someone they can connect with on and off the court.
Awesome. Manny, congratulations again, man.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing this moment with us. And good luck to you this season, but more importantly, good luck to you at Tennessee.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, there you have it. Manny Green, the number 91 overall recruit in the class of 2026, is now off the board and headed to Tennessee, choosing the Volunteers over Georgia Tech, South Florida, California, and Auburn. So, for more on what this means for Tennessee and what Manny Green will be bringing to the program, here's our Director of Scouting, Adam Finkelstein.
Yeah, thanks, Trav. I think this has a chance to be a sneaky good get for Tennessee. And the reason being is this is just a terrific fit. Everybody knows Rick Barnes is about toughness. He's about competitiveness. He's had a top 3 defensive team in the country in each of the last 3 seasons and a top 5 team in each of the last 4 seasons. Manny Green not only buys into that, but he wanted to be a Vol. He wanted to be a part of this system. And so, yeah, there are some areas of his game that are going to have to keep improving, but I think he fits the culture and the defensive identity. Let's talk about the offensive end. Right now, 6'6". He's long, he's strong, he's athletic. He's at his best when he can get downhill, either a straight line drive for a bounce or two, or in transition, he can be a big finisher, but he's also got some shooting potential. Now, his EYBL numbers were not especially efficient, but those who saw him play during the high school season talk about the ball skills that maybe we didn't see quite as frequently during the grassroots season. So at Tennessee, he's got a chance to continue to develop that game. And if his offensive skill comes around, if he becomes more than a 1 or 2 bounce player, if he becomes reliable with his 3-point shooting, it changes his offensive upside. And then defensively, like I said, I think he's got a world of potential. You add in the fact that he's going to fit that culture, and long term, this could be a more important building block than I think some might realize. In terms of immediate opportunity, Nate Ament's going to move on, whether you're talking about the 3 or the 4. They're going to open up those minutes in the middle of the lineup. But then they have 3 other players that they hope to return. So they've got now Manny and Ralph Scott, who committed last week. I think Manny may be more ready to play right away. Ralph may be the better long-term prospect. They're going to lose a lot on the ends of the lineup, guys like Jacob Gillespie and Felix Akpara, among others. So I think their top targets in the transfer portal may come at that guard and big man spot, which means that Manny Green could come in along with Ralph Scott, join the guys they project to return next year, and compete for immediate minutes because he buys into that culture and he can play an immediate role defensively. So again, I think this has a chance to be a more important commitment for Tennessee than maybe some may realize. All right, for much more on this, you can head on over to 247sports.com. While you are there, use the promo code COMMIT65 and you get 65% off your annual VIP membership. Thanks for watching. And remember, we will be back next week right here on the CBS Sports College Basketball channel for a number of other live announcements.